5 realistic tips on how to look good and how to look expensive on a budget. Hi beautiful people, welcome back to my channel for another video. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Tasha and today I've got for you 5 realistic tips on how to look good and how to look expensive on a budget. Tip number 1 is get to know yourself. Get to know yourself as in do the inner work to know what it is that you like and do the inner work to build that self-confidence when you eventually come to wearing whatever it is that you decide. Whether it's a statement piece, whether it's a neutral outfit, you're walking out, your shoulders are back and you're exuding confidence. That in itself helps elevate any look, anytime, any day. So experiment. Give yourself room to experiment, to fail at putting together an outfit, and then in that way you fail fast and eventually you'll get to know yourself, you get to know what works with your body, and that feeds in nicely to also getting to understand what body shape category you fit into. 5 basic body structures, and for me I feel like I fit into the pear category, and that is where your upper half, your bust area is smaller and then your hips are larger and thighs are fuller, that type of thing. If I'm trying to get to know myself, and step 1, I understand what body shape structure I fit into, then number 2, I'll go into researching, okay, so what looks good on pear-shaped women. I love Pinterest for this because on Pinterest you can find so much inspo. So you can sort of lean into a top with a lot of volume on the shoulders in order to draw away attention from the wider hips, and that way it balances out your proportion. So tip number 2 on how to look expensive and how to look good on a budget is forget the trends. Try and stay away from the trending items. It can get costly and it can get expensive, but majority of the time we spend a lot of money on these trends. So I'll take myself for example. I really wanted to be part of the cargo trend girly squad. However, on me, cargos just look like a joke. I remember purchasing a pair of cargo trousers that cost me about £45 from Zara. I wore them once. They didn't sit right on my waist. They didn't look right on me. That low-rise waist situation is just not for me. In essence, I wore that pair of cargo trousers once and they have been parked in my wardrobe since then. And that is £45 that I could have banked it and saved up for a higher quality pair of trousers or something else that would have definitely complemented my shape. And I just had to be honest with myself that the cargos are not for me. That feeds into my first point about getting to know yourself, because now that I understand that I'm a pear-shaped woman, I will not be looking in the direction of low-rise jeans, low-rise cargo pants, because I know it does not look good on me. If anything, it just makes me look frumpy and just not put together. And then as a result, I don't feel as confident walking out in the street. I have to constantly adjust, and that takes away from your overall look and it takes away from how you feel about what you're wearing. I will tend to gravitate towards more high-waisted jeans, high-waisted trousers, because I love the way that it accentuates that waist, and then it also complements my hips and my thighs without making it look, you know, like I'm doing too much. So tip number 3 is to invest in a good tailor. Sometimes we look at the size of a piece of clothing and we feel like we want to get the size down. So for me, for example, there was a period of time where I know that I'm a size 12 or 14 and I'm steady and relentlessly trying to fit into a size 10 just so I can say, oh yeah, I'm wearing a size 10. But in reality, that size 10 will look like it was not made for me. It's going to be tight and awkward, especially because high street fashion sometimes is made and produced in mass. So it doesn't really take into consideration every single body shape, and it's just the standard 10, 12 or 14 in terms of sizes. So what I'll do nowadays is if I find a dress or a pair of trousers that I love, I will buy it and I will actually size up and I will go straight to my tailors and get it hemmed and taken in wherever it needs to be taken in. And that way it means everything looks like it's made to order, and in turn I look more put together and I look expensive because everything looks like it was made to fit me. So I would definitely advise investing in a good tailor. And usually when I take my items to the tailors, it will cost me around £7 to £20, depending on what it is that depending on what material I'm taking in there and how much they need to hem, how much they need to take in, and so on and so forth. So tip number 4 is sometimes you have to spend just a little bit more. Now stick with me on this point because it's really about quality over quantity. Take for example, buying a staple white shirt from Zara that is 100% cotton. That shirt will last you longer. You'll be able to wash it a number of times. You'll be able to iron it, you'll be able to wear it in a couple of different ways, compared to buying a similar white shirt from somewhere like a Pretty Little Thing, where the price will be cheaper for sure. You can probably get that shirt for, let's say, £15 or £7, and that shirt may only last 2 washes, and then it's time for you to buy another one. So if you can, take a little bit more time until you can purchase an item that is of better quality, because in the long run it will last you so much longer. A couple of different places where you can find good quality staples are places like Zara, places like COS, Mango, H&M. These places have really good staples for a decent price. Tip number 5 is invest in a good fragrance. Now I love this tip because I'm into a good unique fragrance. Now those ones are a bit more of a higher price point. However, if you're on a budget, you can definitely start somewhere like a Zara, Mango, especially Zara, because Zara had the girlies on one last year, especially with, I believe the fragrance is called Red Temptation, and everyone was saying that it's a dupe of MFK Baccarat Rouge 540. Now I had to go and experiment and smell this for myself, and I do have to admit that fragrance is a good dupe, along with another one by Ariana Grande. One of her fragrances is a very good dupe of Baccarat Rouge 540. When you add that little layer of a fragrance and it mixes in with your body chemistry, your whole look, when somebody walks past you, they're smelling you and you smell rich, you smell elegant, you smell expensive, and it doesn't even need to cost that much. Definitely looking into dupes of the already popular fragrances, and I know that there are a couple of fragrance stores out there that specialize in providing good dupes for the popular fragrances out there. Eventually you can work your way up to buying your dream designer or popular brand of fragrance, but in the meantime you could always start with somewhere like Zara, which does good dupes. Mango, I recently smelled a couple of fragrances in a Mango store and I was taken aback because those fragrances smell just as good, just as expensive as the ones that you would find in a Selfridges, in a Harrods. Now of course there's going to be a difference in quality, materials used. However, to begin with, you can invest in eau de parfums from places like a Mango, and you'll be on your way to smelling and looking that little bit more expensive. When you spray your fragrance, although other people will walk past you and they'll smell it, the confidence boost that I get when I know that I smell good, best believe I walk with my shoulders back, head held high, because I know that I smell good. And one thing that I love to do is scent layering. I layer a couple of different scents at a time, mainly 1 or 2, but again, even with the scents from Zara or Mango, you could always start there and buy 1 or 2 of the fragrances and layer it and make your own unique and signature scent. So that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, please give it a big thumbs up and leave a comment down below and share some of your tips on how to look good, how to look expensive on a budget, so we can all share and learn a tip or 2. I hope to see you in my next video. I love you guys. Bye.